Hi, this is Cliff. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be talking about an important military SpaceA travel subject. If you're joining this video and have no idea what military SpaceA travel is about, then you should probably start with this video here. But today we're going to be talking about the Patriot Express. We're going to cover 10 things you need to know about flying SpaceA on the Patriot Express. Have you ever heard reference to the Patriot Express, PE or rotator, and wondered what is that? Well, it's one of the several possible aircraft types that may be made available for SpaceA travelers on SpaceA flights. For many, it's their preferred way to travel. The Patriot Express is a commercially chartered flight contracted by the Department of Defense to transport passengers on official military duty and their families. As with other SpaceA flights, extra seats on the Patriot Express may be made available for SpaceA passengers after all space required passengers have been accommodated. So here's the 10 things to know about the Patriot Express. Number 1, the Patriot Express is a contracted commercial aircraft. It's very similar to a normal commercial flight. You get a boarding pass, you get assigned a seat, and the crew are civilian flight attendants. It even features in-flight meals, movies, and all of the comforts your usual civilian commercial flight would experience. And it's warmer than a military cargo aircraft, and for some travelers, it's much more comfortable. Number 2, the sign-up process is the same for Patriot Express as for other SpaceA flights. When you sign up for SpaceA travel, you're signing up to fly from one or more specific military passenger terminals. You're not signing up for an individual specific flight. If you've signed up at Travis Air Force Base, for example, which is my primary departure point, you can take whatever flight has available seats on the day you want to travel. Now, it could be Patriot Express, or it could be a C5 or C17. It all depends on what is scheduled on that day and whether or not they have available seats. Number 3, you will pay a small fee to fly SpaceA on the Patriot Express. This fee is charged per passenger and covers head tax and inspection fees. You pay after you've been selected for a flight and have your boarding passes. Now, the amount varies depending on your point of origin and your destination, but usually tops out at around $40 for flights from outside of the US or OCONUS to within the US, CONUS. Make sure you have cash in US dollars and a form of credit card payment, as some passenger terminals only accept one or the other, and unless you call in advance, you won't know which. So have both just to be sure. Number 4, Patriot Express schedules are posted for one calendar month at a time. Most terminals post the monthly Patriot Express schedules as early as a week before the upcoming month, or as late as a few days after the month starts. It does vary. Keep in mind that the monthly Patriot Express schedules do not tell you how many SpaceA seats are going to be available on that flight. As with other SpaceA flights, the passenger terminals share information about available seats on the Patriot Express a maximum of 72 hours in advance. Number 5, Patriot Express flights have standard routes and schedules. Patriot Express routes and schedules generally don't change much month to month, except in cases of delays for maintenance or weather issues. Some mission changes also affect the days and frequency during summer PCS season and the holiday season. Stateside Patriot Express hubs are located either on the West Coast or the East Coast, and there are a few on each coast, each with recurring Patriot Express routes and schedules. One West Coast example is Travis Air Force Base. Like I said, that's my preferred point of origin. Travis has a Patriot Express to Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam every other week on Saturdays. This flight rotates back to Travis, but the Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam passenger terminal does not post a Patriot Express schedule. On the East Coast, another example is Naval Station Norfolk Patriot Express. An example of one of their routes is flying to Naples, Italy, then to Suda, Greece, then on to Djibouti, Africa. Another route flies to Rota, Spain, then Sigonella, Italy, then Bahrain, and on to Diego Garcia. This is not the full Patriot Express route listing for Norfolk. I just wanted to give you an idea of what's available. I'll put a link in the description below to their passenger terminal, and you can view their 30-day schedule to get a clearer idea of how their routes work. Number 6, arrive early to mark yourself present for a Patriot Express mission. Arriving 1 to 2 hours before roll call to mark yourself present is usually enough time for cargo missions. However, for Patriot Express, travelers are advised to arrive 3 hours in advance of roll call. Sometimes passenger terminal staff are processing dozens of PCSing families at the same time as SpaceA passengers, so you might need to wait in line for a very long time. Number 7. The Patriot Express can be the most efficient way to fly SpaceA to certain destinations. As with most SpaceA flights, when flying Patriot Express, it's possible to manifest all the way to the last place the mission is flying. Even if the aircraft stops in other locations along the way, you don't need to recompete for SpaceA seats. And believe me, you wouldn't want to. This option is convenient on the Patriot Express because you can get confirmed seats all the way to destinations that would otherwise require you to compete multiple times along the way in some very busy locations. Number 8, the Patriot Express is the best SpaceA option for travelers with mobility issues, hands down. Some older or disabled passengers with mobility issues may have difficulty boarding certain types of aircraft. Under some circumstances, passengers flying on a C5 may need to climb a steep internal ladder. The Patriot Express is a regular commercial aircraft and can better accommodate passengers with mobility concerns. At some locations, passengers board the Patriot Express using a jetway, which is the best option for travelers who have difficulty with stairs. At most other locations, the Patriot Express boards using an outside staircase, which may pose a problem for some passengers. Check with passenger terminals directly to confirm whether they can accommodate specific mobility challenges. Number 9, SpaceA travelers cannot bring pets on Patriot Express. Pets are not authorized to fly SpaceA on any aircraft unless they're registered service animals. If you have not seen my other video regarding pets flying SpaceA, you can check that out here. And finally, number 10, beware flying SpaceA on the Patriot Express during PCS season. PCS season is a tough time to fly SpaceA in general, especially to and from overseas locations. Getting a seat on a Patriot Express is even more difficult during this time frame because these flights are full of families PCSing on orders. Most AMC passenger terminals that are part of the Patriot Express routes also have other SpaceA flights on military cargo aircraft. So if you're traveling from one of those terminals, you may have multiple options. One notable exception is SeaTac, which does not have any other SpaceA flights besides the Patriot Express. So if you've flown Patriot Express before, I'd like to ask you to leave me a comment and let me know what your experience has been. If you haven't flown Patriot Express before, maybe this is the year for you to plan your first trip. Thank you for checking out the video. Thank you for being here. And if you like the content, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps our channel a lot. Thank you. We're grateful that you're here, and we'll see you in the next video.